Morning light. You awaken slowly to morning light filtering gently through lace curtains, its soft golden rays warming your face. The air carries a whisper of cool dew from the garden, touching your skin like a tender caress. There is silence in the room except for the faraway sound of church bells tolling softly, each bell note seeming to say, "It's time to rise." You stretch your limbs beneath cozy quilts and breathe in the calm dawn. As you open your eyes, you notice the patchwork of pale sunlight and shadow dancing on the ceiling, and for a moment you lie still, letting yourself be fully present in the quiet start of this new day. A faint aroma of fresh bread baking drifts up from the village boulangerie, mingling with the earthy scent of morning mist. You feel the gentle weight of the woolen blanket on your legs and the warmth of the wooden floor beneath your feet as you sit up. There's a tranquil hush in the cottage where you live, a peaceful respite in the first moments of morning. It's here, right here, in the stillness that you invite a deep, relaxing breath, feeling the slow rise and fall in your chest. You allow any lingering sleepiness to melt away on this soft, bright morning. With eyes still half closed, you listen to the simple sounds, the rustle of the curtains, the distant crow of a rooster, and the low hum of life awakening in St. Marie Dumont. There's a gentle promise to this hour, a world slipping awake around you. As you breathe out, you encourage yourself to relax completely into the moment. The cares of yesterday and worries of tomorrow are gently set aside, and all that matters is this peaceful dawn. You recognize how rare and wonderful these quiet moments are, a silent invitation to simply be. And so, you linger a while in bed, feeling the safety and warmth of home, and letting each heartbeat steady and slow guide you into wakefulness. Rising from your bed, you wrap your feet in soft woolen slippers and move through the small bedroom. The walls, painted in gentle cream tones, are lined with a few cherished photographs. One shows you with your husband on a summer's day. Another holds the happy smiles of your children. Sunlight spills into the room, illuminating the woven rug on the floor and the old oak wardrobe that stands by the wall. The wooden slats of the bed creak ever so slightly under your weight, a familiar comfort that lets you know each part of this home is as alive as you are. Peeling back the lace curtain at the window, you gaze out onto the village. St. Marie Dumont stretches quietly beneath the morning sky. There's a narrow lane outside, with cobblestone paths edged by low stone walls covered in ivy. Farther beyond, golden fields of wheat wave gently in a soft breeze, and the slate rooftops of neighboring cottages glint in the morning light. In the distance, a line of poplar trees dances along the horizon, their leaves shivering in a playful wind. All around, the village smells of damp earth and fresh greenery, the scent of a day still new. Behind you, in the bedroom, your reflection in the mirror shows eyes that are just awakening, calm, hopeful, perhaps a bit nostalgic. You can see the faint outline of a smile form at the corners of your lips as you take in the scene outside. In this moment, you feel both sleepy and serenely awake, marveling at the beauty of life's simplest things, the gentle creak of the roof beam, the sunlight's warmth on the windowsill, and the feeling of home surrounding you. The day slowly gathers momentum as you step into the warm embrace of home. You gather a simple cotton dress from the wardrobe, one of the soft, faded prints you have collected over the years. It feels familiar in your hands, like a comfort you can wear. Pulling it on, you run your fingers along the embroidered hem, savoring the gentle weight of the fabric against your skin. You think how even the smallest part of your morning can become a soothing ritual. Choosing a dress, tying its ribbon, smoothing it down with care. Each action is measured and easy, as if dancing to the gentle rhythm of the waking world. In the adjoining kitchen, your first task of the day is to light the hearth. The wood stove has kept last night's embers faintly glowing in the morning's chill. You gently prod the coals with a small poker, coaxing them back to a steady warmth. The soft crackle and warmth of the flame rekindle, and soon the stove hums low, promising warmth throughout the cottage. You pour water into the old kettle, the one with a small, crooked spout, and set it on the stove. In the quiet, its little whistle sounds like a gentle bird beginning to sing, signaling that soon you'll have warm tea to sip. As the water heats, you slip outside and head to the small coop in the garden to tend to your chickens. The door is light, and as it swings open on its creaky hinge, a few curious hens shuffle forward, pecking at the ground. You squat down in the soft grass and smile at their clucks of greeting. They know you, a familiar, caring presence with pockets full of feed. With each gentle scattering of grain, the chickens gather about you and peck happily, their feathers brushing your legs gently. One particularly bold chicken hops onto the wooden bench nearby, cocking its head and giving you a comical side-eye as if to say, "Good morning, Mum." The morning sun warms your back, and you lean into the sensation, absorbing its comfort. After checking on the hens and making sure the water bowl is filled, you wander through your vegetable garden just beyond the coop. You run your fingers over the cool leaves of lettuce and feel the firmness of a tomato vine against your palm. Each plant is alive with a daily promise. You pick a small handful of wild mint growing at the garden's edge, crushing the leaves between your fingers to release their refreshing scent. The cool minty aroma wafts up, mingling with the earthy dampness of soil, a perfume that grounds you in the present moment. For a second, you close your eyes and inhale deeply, letting gratitude wash over you for this simple, nurturing routine. By now, the kettle's gentle whistle calls you back inside. The soft, rhythmic tick of an old clock on the wall marks these moments in time. You pour the hot water over a spoonful of dried lavender and lemon balm from a jar on the shelf, inhaling the sweet citrusy steam as you stir your tea. The flavors of home and healing, wild herbs that grew just outside your door, fill the kitchen and bring a quiet smile. As you cradle the warm cup in your hands, you lift it to your lips and take a slow sip. The warmth spreads through you, and you feel steady and peaceful, ready to meet the morning's gentle unfolding. As the morning unfolds, you find contentment in even the smallest of actions, though sometimes they don't go perfectly. You set a pan of milk on the stove to warm for breakfast porridge. The milk begins to steam and bubble gently, and you turn away for just a second to stir a pot of butter on the counter. When you turn back, the milk bubbles up a little higher than expected, spilling quietly over the pot. Instead of frustration, you can't help but giggle softly at the scene. A small white lace handkerchief on the counter gets dusted in milk froth, and even the rooster outside seems to cluck in amusement as if at your mild misadventure. You smile at the rooster through the window and say, "Don't judge, friend," in a whisper, sweeping away the tiny spill and wiping your hands on your apron. You carry on. Next, you reach for a jar of jam to spoon into your morning porridge. You pick up the jar. The old brass lid is just a bit rusty from having been used so often, and twist. The lid is tight, playing a game of wool with you. As the jam finally pops free, A little drop falls on your apron. The red berry stain is bright against the soft beige fabric. Instead of cursing it, you give a soft laugh. "Oh, you rascal," you murmur to the jar. You gently sip the porridge, sweetness on your tongue, and marvel at how even the little troubles seem to have their own cheerful side. Perhaps the cat decides it's the perfect time to join in on the breakfast preparations. You set out a small saucer of milk for her, and she immediately settles nearby, purring as if aware of the day's peaceful momentum. Just when you think everything is in order, the cat, intrigued by a passing piece of lace on a broom, leaps after it. The broom topples over, spilling straw all around. You stifle a chuckle when the cat, surprised, darts under the table, a silent comic leap of feline grace. Quietly shaking your head with affectionate amusement, you sweep the straw up with gentle fingers and place the broom back. Once all is tidy, the kettle whistles again, and you find everything in place at last. The spilled milk cleaned, the jam on your porridge, and a warm breakfast quietly waiting for you on the small wooden table by the window. In these moments, small glitches in the morning don't upset you. Rather, they add character and life to the day. They remind you that perfection isn't needed here, only openness to laughter. And so, you sit at your table, look out at the world you've nurtured, and take a deliberate moment to appreciate how gently the morning carries you. Even when the unexpected happens, your routine, with all its little surprises, is a comforting melody that welcomes this new day with a smile. The sun climbs higher, and the village begins to stir beyond your cottage. You decide to venture out, wrapped in a light shawl that carries the fragrance of dried lavender. Stepping outside, you close the door with a soft click and take in the sight and sounds of life around you. Down the lane, Mrs. Benoit, a neighbor with laugh lines as warm as sunlight, tends to her window box, humming softly. Her garden bursts with purple lavender and bright marigolds, and as you walk past, a gentle breeze carries her hum to your ears. You lift a hand to greet her. "Good morning, Marie," you call out, smiling. She turns and beams, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "Ah, there you are, Isabel. Come to admire my flowers, have you?" she teases in a kindly tone. You both laugh softly as you stroll side by side along the cobblestone path. You comment on the morning, on the birds chattering in the apple tree, and on how nice it is to have help from the garden. She gently brushes a fallen petal from your shawl with her slender fingers. "Thank you, dear," you say quietly. As you walk, the village round you yawns awake. A little farther along, you see Monsieur Dubois repairing the fence in front of his house. With a friendly wave, you greet him too. He tips his cap in return, embarrassed at work and wiping sweat from his brow with a handkerchief. He might grumble good-naturedly if you say something about the heat, but you know it's fondly. "Good day to you, monsieur," you say, as you pass, and his cheeks flush a little in a grin. Children from the neighboring houses, not yet old enough for school, chase each other down the lane with polished black shoes clicking against the stones. One child pauses, curious, and points at the scarf of snow falling on your lapel. You chuckle and help a giggling girl pull the stray piece of lace free from the broom bristles. The children wave and run off again, their laughter echoing through the village. The afternoon sunlight now casts a golden glow on the limestone walls of your neighbor's cottage, and you are filled with the gentle comfort of being part of a community, a small family of villagers. Before returning home, you pause by the ancient stone well near the center of the village. You gently pump the handle, and cool water flows into your water jug. The well's curve, worn by many hands, many years, still offers fresh water as it has for generations. You fill the jug completely, feeling the weight of the water as a reminder of life's simple gifts. Shading your eyes, you watch a little church steeple in the distance and hear inside you the steady, peaceful rhythm of village life. Here, between warm greetings and the cozy bustle of your neighbors, the world feels rooted, kind, and full of gentle tales, even if each neighbor's story remains largely untold. By the time the sun stands high and bright overhead, the village's daily rhythm is at its steady pace. Back inside your cottage, you prepare a midday meal, simple but hearty. In the kitchen, a large pot of vegetable soup simmers quietly on the stove. The steam dances upwards in gentle swirls, carrying with it the hearty aroma of carrots, potatoes, and herbs you planted just weeks ago. Though your bones are warmed by the late morning sun, the soup's heat seeps through your apron, a snug reminder of your home's core warmth. You mind the pot without hurry, watching each bubble slowly rise and collapse, a comforting reminder that time, like the soup, simmers gently rather than storms. You pull a chair to the table and lay out mismatched dishes. One is your grandmother's floral china, another a sturdy ceramic bowl painted with wildflowers. A loaf of crusty bread lies on a wooden board nearby, its crumbs soft and warm as if just taken from the oven. A bowl of butter softened in a sunny spot on the windowsill. It glows like pale gold under the light. You ladle soup into each bowl, the rich stuff filling the room with its hearty scent. You gratefully think how such simplicity sustains and pleases you. How the humble taste of dinner made from garden produce can be so rich. While waiting, you slip out to collect the mail from your stone mailbox by the front gate. The mailbox stands low and round, painted with peeling blue enamel. One by one, you lift the lids of all the nearby mailboxes. The silence inside the village is almost meditative. And yet, as you approach your own, you find it's empty again. The afternoon sun at your back warms your shoulders, and you feel the gentle throb of the surprise expectation slipping away, replaced by the calm acceptance you know so well. No letter today, either, just as it has been for many days now. You pet the metal box softly, as if giving it a quiet, understanding nod, and walk back along the path with the weightless, unread envelope still held in your mind. Inside, you gently close the wooden gate behind you, the latch clicking softly. Back in the cottage, you place the unopened handbag on the chair where you always drop it. Soon, you sit down at the table to eat, but not before you utter a silent word of thanks for this food, for this peaceful home, and for the comforting routine that surrounds you. A gentle breeze drifts in through the open window, carrying the distant laughter of children at play and the steady hum of bees around the sunflowers. Near the garden wall, each breath you take seems to remember the morning's peace and carry it into this moment, an affirmation that the day continues to unfold in kind, steady layers. And so you eat your soup slowly, as the village midday sun beams into the window, and realize that this midday meal is as much nourishment for your spirit as it is for your body. As afternoon settles in, the sky begins to speak in its own language. You set aside your soup bowl and notice through the window that clouds, soft and billowy, have begun drifting across the bright blue. They are pale gray at the edges, and each one seems to tell a different quiet story. A deeper hush falls over the village. The sunlight becomes filtered, gentler, As if the world is pausing for a breath, you step outside again, feeling the cool cobblestones under your feet. All around you, leaves rustle softly as a breeze stirs them into motion. The air now tastes of approaching rain, sharp and clean. In this moment, the switch in the atmosphere is both startling and soothing. It's as if the world is about to wash away a bit of itself, leaving everything fresh and new. Children playing in the distance are calling to each other, amused and a little surprised by the unexpected chill in the air. You hear a little boy shout playfully, "It's coming," as they all scatter toward home. You smile gently, recognizing the old secret: nature loves to surprise us with its quiet wonder. Soon, the first fat raindrop falls on your hand. You lift your face and catch them on your skin, each drop cool like a kiss. Within moments, a gentle shower begins, tapping a slow rhythm on the tiled roofs around you. On the leaves of the rose bush, the droplets gather and roll off, spattering the gravel path below in irregular patterns. The rain's song is soft and soothing, like a lullaby composed by the earth itself. Hurrying back inside, you grab a light shawl, draping it around your shoulders just as the first heavier drops start to fall. From your kitchen window, you watch the rain together with your cat perched on the sill, both of you content in quiet companionship. In the shelter of your kitchen, you are safe and warm. The flicker of the stove flame dances in the smoky air as the rain outside grows steadier. You run your fingertips over the cool window pane, where little streams carve winding paths down the glass. The rose bush out front surrenders under the water, its red petals now a deep, lush crimson. Across the garden, your coop is cozy under its slanted roof. Your chickens have wisely gone to roost, clucking softly as if singing a gentle refrain. The rain's patter on the roof is a sound both lively and calming. It reminds you of nights long ago, of childhood hide-and-seek in the kitchen during rain or lending an ear to storms. From the porch swing, the sound, by now, holds nothing to fear. It's simply another friend guiding the day toward its close. After some time, the rain eases into a fine mist, and the air inside the cottage cools pleasantly. Steam still rises from the soup pot on the stove, and the sweet scent of pudding baking in the oven faintly drifts through the room. You pour yourself another cup of tea and take a moment to enjoy the view of rain-wet vines and glistening cobblestones outside. The world has become quiet again, washed clean and glowing. In the hush after the rainfall, you feel rejuvenated. The day's pace has slowed intentionally. You watch a pair of robins' red breasts flit out from cover to gather worms, as though the earth has decided to serve them lunch after the show of rain. The village, refreshed, seems to breathe out an easy contentment, an unspoken promise that life will continue gently, no matter what the weather brings. In the mellow light of late afternoon, you find yourself sitting at the kitchen table once more, cradling the warm cup of herbal tea you just poured. The house is filled with gentle aromas, the sweet scent of the pudding finishing in the oven, the faint lingering smell of last night's wood smoke, and the familiar warmth of worn wood and woven textiles. You sit quietly, allowing yourself a rare moment of stillness. It's here, in the quiet between actions, that you become aware of yourself more fully. Your hands, resting lightly round the cup, feel the comforting heat seep into your skin. You raise it to your lips and sip slowly, letting the minty sweetness remind you of the garden where it grew. As the warmth flows down, you feel the tension slip from your shoulders and a gentle steadiness settle in your chest. You realize how hungry your body was for a break. Life as a mother and wife is full of endless motion, and yet now you are here, fully stationary, and it feels like gentle luxury. Closing your eyes for a moment, you remember your actual body, the subtle ache in your knees from tending to the garden this morning, the soft tightening across your back from bending over the stove. But instead of focusing on discomfort, you thank these aches, for they remind you of your care and hard work, a day's worth of proof that you've built and tended this home. Each muscle signals a duty done, a loving hand at work. There's a quiet pride in that. Your thoughts drift inward, as naturally as clouds drifting across the sky. You remember the letter you have been waiting for, the one from your husband, who's been away for many months. The memory of this waiting always tinges your quietest moments with a trace of something bittersweet. You imagine the neat, folded paper that you wrote to him yourself, each carefully chosen word carrying your love. You wonder, gently, how it feels to fold a letter, to pour your heart into ink, and then to have it slip out of your hands, hoping it will reach another pair of hands soon. Then you think of the empty mailbox today, still no letter. Your chest tightens briefly with that feeling of longing, but with a slow breath, you remind yourself to let it go. Just for now, you tell yourself the truth. Your heart has learned hoping does not hurt, it is what keeps you going. Quietly, you smile to yourself, feeling a small, resilient warmth amid the longing. Somehow, even this waiting is like a gentle rhythm now, one of the slow beats of life, hoping and carrying on. You gently caress the edge of the postcard lying next to your cup, a photo of him in uniform, a reminder that though distances lie between you, you remain connected by love and faith. The steady aroma of blooming jasmine wafts in through the open window, and a light breeze stirs your hair. You lift your head and look to the window sill where your children's drawing of the three of you stands. It shows simple figures, you with her brown hair, your husband with his cap, and two tiny stick figures, your children, between you. You trace over the child's work with your eyes and feel a quiet tenderness. All at once, you feel a renewal of hope, the understanding that each day of waiting, each moment of missing, is an expression of a deeper love. The sun's light on the horizon gently shifts to a rosy hue, and you realize that just as day is slowly moving toward evening, your heart is slow moving too, filled with memories, small joys, and the promise of tomorrow's light. Later, as the afternoon shadows lengthen, you recall another way the day is marked here in your village, the gentle ritual of prayer. In a quiet corner of your living room stands a simple wooden crucifix, something you often glance at to feel connected to all who came before. Next to it, a vase holds a single sprig of rosemary, placed there for all who need patience and remembrance. In this gentle space, you find a calm center. Not exactly religious in the rigid sense, you nonetheless respect these quiet traditions. They ground you. You might close your eyes and whisper a prayer of gratitude for the roof that shelters you, for the breath in your lungs, for each meal and each kind word you shared this day. The words may be more habit than ceremony, but they remind you of the village's gentle faith, a faith built on the hope of new growth, of seeds planted by ancestors and flowers blooming again each spring. Outside, the church bells ring once more, but this time they sound slower, softer, as if the whole village is offering a chorus of thanks together. You walk to the window and watch as a friend, across the street, father of two little girls, closes his shutters and kneels in prayer, A neighbor looks up from tending her garden and bows her head. Every chimming bell seems to reach you in your home, connecting you to the people around. Though the village is quiet, it feels united by this invisible thread of routine and belief. In your kitchen, still warmed by the day's late sun, you pour the juice from the juicer of an orange that's been on the counter. The tangy zest brightens the room. You consider placing it on the table, where your family will gather for supper soon. For a moment, the stillness in the air feels almost sacred. The day's light has reached a soft golden hue, as though the world itself is glowing with gentle warmth. You sit with your hands around another cup of tea, apple cinnamon this time, and listen to the evening preparations settling in. Somewhere a rooster calls at 4:30, and you smile softly, knowing that supper will soon be almost ready on the stove. In this moment, you feel the comforting embrace of routine and faith woven tightly together. How each prayer, each handshake or shared loaf of bread strengthens the invisible bonds of your small community. Even when you are alone in these quiet moments, you know you are never truly alone. The world you have built with others feels kind, steady, and alive with the understanding that beyond the mailbox and kitchen walls there are others thinking similar thoughts and offering the same quiet hopes. As evening slowly approaches, you take a moment to look closely at the objects and creatures around you, allowing wonder to blossom from the mundane. Sitting down by the window, you watch the playful antics of a stray tabby cat that has become almost a friend. The cat dances on the fence, arching its back in a silent stretch, paws softly tapping the wood. Suddenly, it pounces at an unseen insect, and you softly laugh as it misses tail fluffing out in surprise. Even the cat seems to find something about today delightful. Your eyes drift to the window pane, where droplets of water still cling from the earlier rain. Inside each droplet, the world is upside down and tiny, a perfectly intact village captured in miniature. The way a raindrop splits around a leaf, or the way a spider weaves a web in the corner of the frame, they all have a subtle intricacy to them. You imagine telling these secrets to someone, whispering how even the smallest things can hold an entire story. On the kitchen table, you start absent-mindedly tracing the ring left by the teacup on the tablecloth. The circular stain makes you think whimsically of planets orbiting, with the teacup's ring at its center. You imagine for a moment that this table is an entire galaxy, with each dish and spoon as a planet of its own. Maybe the salt shaker is a little moon, vigilant and watchful, casting a tiny shadow in the lamplight, each spoonful of sugar, a star added to this quiet universe. The idea makes you smile, and you add an imaginary constellation of sugar sprinkles on the tablecloth, as if you're dipping it into a pot of stars. Outside, you notice how the neighbor's wind chime, hung on the porch, begins to sing with the evening breeze. It glitters gently, each little metal piece tinkling like laughter. The notes are soft, random yet somehow harmonious, like a lullaby for the end of day. You let the light, random music drift into your mind. For a moment, you feel the world's small absurdities, the quirky, the odd, the unexpected, are right where they should be, sneaking in to make life richer. The subtle absurdities and observations of this day wrap around you like a cozy blanket. The perfect little joys and amusing mishaps have added color to an otherwise ordinary day. You allow yourself to appreciate them fully, recalling how the afternoon seemed almost to perform a little jig on. A rose petal, or how your husband once laughed at the way the village parrot tried to mimic the church bell. These small moments of levity and wonder remind you that even in routine, magic abides. As the golden afternoon light gradually shifts into the soft rose and purple of evening, you quietly move around your home, settling its rhythms for the night. You set the soup pot on low and begin to prepare a simple evening meal. The kitchen fills with the gentle clatter of chopping carrots and slicing bread. Steam rises in lazy curls from the pot, carrying homey scents of garlic and rosemary. You pause to pour a final glass of milk for your children's supper, remembering how their eyes will light up when they see you bringing it to the table, softly humming a lullaby your own mother sang to you long ago. You carry the dinner dishes to the dining table. Sunlight through the window has turned a warm amber, and it pools onto the wooden surface in patches, drawing out the grains of the tabletop like molten gold. Your children burst into the room, happy and slightly out of breath from their play outside. They scamper to the table, chatting about who caught the most raindrops and who found the prettiest snail shell by the garden gate. You listen, smiling, as they speak excitedly of simple joys, how their laughter echoes, making the house feel full of life and love. As night softly gathers, you watch twilight appear outside. The village calm deepens. The shadows stretch and merge, ushering in a hush. You wash your hands and see your reflection in the window. The evening light in the glass makes your eyes sparkle slightly, warm and tired. You finish setting out bowls of soup and slices of crusty bread on plates. Your husband will join you soon by the table he always returns before supper, filling the doorframe with his sturdy, reassuring presence. But for now it's just you and the children. You tuck your daughter in with a gentle kiss on the forehead before she drifts off to sleep, with her teddy bear pressed to her chest. Next, you tuck the boy under his star-patterned quilt, running your fingers through his tousled curls. You linger at the foot of their beds, breathing in the cozy scent of flannel pajamas and bedtime stories yet to be told. In the dim hallway light, you murmur a soft goodnight to each, your voice a rhythmic lullaby blending with the still of the night. Back in the living room, you gently close the curtains. Outside, a crescent moon appears, delicate in the velvet sky. Stars begin to twinkle, pinpricks of silver hope that you've always loved. For a moment, you stand by the window watching the velvety darkness envelop the village, leaving just a ring of warm yellow lights from the street lamps. The house is quiet, the children and the village have fallen asleep, all bathed in the fragile beauty of night. You finally slip under the soft covers of your own bed, stretching out after a long day. The room is dim now, lit only by the soft glow of a single candle burning low on the nightstand. You take the flame in your eyes for a second and watch it dance slowly. It's almost time to sleep, but before you drift away, you allow yourself to linger in your thoughts one last time. In the darkness, the memory of the day's stillness and beauty visits you. The golden light on cobblestones, the hush of rain on the roof, the content faces of your children at dinner. Each memory feels like a soft star in the night sky, and you let them gently fill your mind. A warm breeze rustles the lace curtains. It's as if the night itself is wrapping you in a gentle, cool embrace. Your gaze turns to the window, and you notice the blank sky still twinkling with stars. The church bell chimes softly in the distance, a final goodnight to the day. In your lap lies an unfolded piece of paper, a letter that you wrote. You pick it up and smooth out the creases. You could have sent it days ago, but somehow part of you wanted to touch it once more before it departs. The words on it are full of longing and love, messages of hope and reassurance to the one who's far away. You trace the familiar lines with your finger, imagining that he will one day hold this too. Then you fold it again and place it in the small wooden chest at the foot of your bed where you keep such secret things. Your heart is gently heavy with a little sadness as you remember how the mailbox has stayed empty. The letter you have been hoping for, the letter that never arrived, is not here. You allow a quiet sigh to escape, but it doesn't carry frustration or despair. Instead, it feels like the soft exhalation that it is, necessary and relieving. Each day without the letter has become part of your day's rhythm now, woven into the fabric of this gentle life. Turning off the candle, you let the darkness deepen around you. Yet, despite the night, you feel a warm flicker of quiet hope in your chest. It whispers that tomorrow is another morning and another moment to live fully, to find joy in the gentle tasks and quiet wonders of your village. You remind yourself that maybe, just maybe, a letter could arrive tomorrow. Or maybe another letter you write might soon find its way. Either thought brings a soft reassurance. You tuck yourself in deeper, pulling the quilt up to your chin. The straw mattress beneath you sighs ever so softly, and the cottages around you hush into total calm. Somewhere, the ancient village well still holds water. Somewhere, a nightingale begins a lullaby. And somewhere in the stillness, time gently turns. As your thoughts grow quiet, you let sleep come to you like a comfortable shawl. Peace rests over you, peaceful as a mother's love, calm as a father's promise to come home. In this certainty, you close your eyes, trusting in dawn's new light and the quiet hope that accompanies it. Tomorrow, you will rise again in Sainte Marie Dumont, in this life you cherish, where even unanswered questions softly settle into trust. For now, the night enfolds you gently, and you drift toward dreams filled with the golden warmth of the day's memories and the comforting hope of a new morning.